Let's go.
Okay, fine. Well, Dallmeier, as you probably know, are a manufacturer of CCTV equipment. So we have a range of products on the stand today. Some of our traditional analog equipment, but also the latest technology in IP systems, including high-definition cameras and also a brand new megapixel camera. And we're also today launching a new DVR product called a Netbox, which I'd like to show you in a second. But just to show you what we have on the stand here at IFSEC. For a couple of years now, we've had our designer range of camera products, and these are really based on the traditional analog cameras that we produce, and we're able to, as you can see from the stand, have different finishes, from the Sikorsky diamond finish there, right the way through to the wood effect. For example, the little box camera down there, the wood effect camera, is very popular. We do a lot of work in the UK with the National Trust. They look after a lot of older properties. So they like to have cameras that actually blend in with the environment they're being used in. So museums is another application, and even some churches we put cameras in. But the most important thing is they are still the high quality CCTV cameras that we have, and it's just the finish which is different. You could even say to us, if you wanted a camera in your boardroom and you had a particular finish on the boardroom table, for example, you could supply us a picture of that table with the colour details and the pattern, and we can make cameras to sit and to be compatible with that colour.
What's the relation between IP and analog for the Dallmeier now? How many percent is IP in your business?
Well, in the UK market, I'd say analog is still the dominant technology, but IP is very much growing and taking more market share. Probably our most successful product is the hybrid product, where we mix analog and IP together. So we have a range of recorders that can record both types of camera. When you start talking about the IP side of things, we're now seeing a split in IP technologies from the traditional standard definition IP camera, which is what we've all been selling up to recently. We're now seeing high definition CCTV cameras, which are using the same technology as TV, high definition TV that you might have at home.
You mean
so HD TV, yeah, HD.
No, I mean HD CCTV?
HD CCTV, yeah.
So this is not like a standard?
This is, yeah, standard, yeah.
And you also participate in this standard?
We do, yeah.
So you have a product?
We have a range of HD CCTV cameras.
I see.
Yeah. And then we also have the third option now on IP is megapixel cameras. And megapixel cameras are much larger images, much more detail in them. So we have three options now when you look at IP systems as to what type of camera you may need. But the great thing is you can mix them all together on the same network. So you might just want one or two HD cameras and the rest standard definition cameras. So if you look around the stand, we have up in the top of the stand there, we have a high definition hand tilt zoom camera. Look, yeah. Over on the wall on the left hand side, we've got some vandal resistant domes. So they're high definition cameras again. The one above it, the box camera on the stand, that's a megapixel camera.
So I can see myself there.
Exactly, yeah. So you're looking at a high definition image coming off of that camera, streaming to the window there.
How about the software?
Yeah,
so what's your opinion? How important the software for this TV?
Software is becoming more important. I think more people are focusing on the functionality and the ease of use of the software now, as opposed to the box. Because generally the box that does the recording is out of the way, maybe in a server room, a comms room, and is generally left unattended. Whereas in the old days, if you wanted to retrieve video, you would go and sit in front of the DVR to retrieve the video. Now it's all done over the network.
Is the third-party software popular for the Dallmeier products?
Is the third-party software?
Third-party software, yes.
Well, we have our own
software.
software.
Like a milestone. Does it support, for example, that?
Well, there's something called OMVIF, which is important. Stands for the Open Network Video Interface Forum. But have you heard of OMVIF at all?
Yes, of course. Why choose OMVIF, not CIA?
I think when you look at the OMVIF website and you see how many manufacturers have signed up to that, I think it's
also very big.
Yeah, I'm not aware of
it. And the CIA standard is Finnish push it now, but on VIF is still no.
Yeah, it's still starting. Yeah.
So I wonder why everybody choose the on VIF, not PCIe.
I can't answer that
Will
question.
you
I don't know why.
offer the option? For example, both a customer can choose on VIF or PCIe from your product.
Well, I think it's a difficult question because traditionally integration with other products was always project driven. Do you want to come this way a bit? So yeah, okay. Yeah. So I think what we would have in the past is if a customer came to us with a specific project, we could design the protocol around that project. But clearly there's a lot of time involved in doing that and a lot of expense. So OnVIF, I think, is the first step to be able to produce an open standard for IP. It may be that others will come along, but the policy of the company has been to...
So what is your opinion? When any standard will win? When all the camera will use some standard? This year or next year?
I would definitely not this year. I would say you're looking at the mid-term. So I would say probably 1.5 years onwards before we see real, compatibility. If you look at OnVIF, there's 120 manufacturers now signed up to that. But if you look at the products page, there's actually not that many products on it yet. So it's still early days. Of course, we would like you to buy all Dallmeier products because the key thing about IP is that it will work to the lowest common denominator. So if you have everything by the same manufacturer, you can be guaranteed you're going to get a high level of performance, a high quality, and a system that actually works. As soon as you start throwing other manufacturers into that, there's always going to be some performance issues with third-party equipment. So OnVIF, to some extent, is going to hopefully address that. A new product that you might be interested in looking at is this unit here. This is the video net box, and this is a transmission unit with storage. So you can think of it as a network video recorder. It will record IP cameras as well as analog cameras, and it's hybrid, so it can do both types of camera at the same time. And it's designed to be distributed around a network, recording clusters of cameras, maximum of 8 cameras on a unit like that. Either screwed to the wall perhaps, or up under a desk, out of the way. And all of these units dotted around your network.
How about transportation?
Currently it's not being ratified for use in a mobile environment, but I think we are working with another manufacturer to produce a conversion kit for this that will allow it to go in a mobile environment, to make it a bit more robust for that sort of environment. The hard drives in there are the same drives using laptop computers, so the hard drives are obviously fairly... That holds the Linux operating system. All of our products run on Linux, and the operating system's embedded on a flash ROM. The hard disks are only ever used for storing video.
Yes, fine.
So clearly what that means is that if a hard disk fails, you can replace the hard drive. You're not having to send the whole box back to the manufacturer to get it reconfigured. Yeah, all of our products work like that.